What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are not doing a tutorial, but today we are going to be talking about how to collab in 2021. Now, I think this is important to know because a lot of people DM producers in general in the wrong way, and it really sets a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth if you do it the wrong way, and you don't want to do that because it's all about respect in this industry, and we're all just trying to have fun, create art. So, in this video, I'm going to talk about how to collab properly, how to ask for a collab, and the general ways people actually choose a collab, which is mainly one of two ways. So if that sounds interesting to you, feel free to hit the like button. And if you're new here, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I have tons of tutorials. I release stuff every week, and the community is growing, and I appreciate you guys so much. So now that all of the self promo is out of the way, we're going to actually dive into the video. So for the first tip, I don't know if it's tip, but the first thing I want to go over is how to ask for a collab properly, because there's a lot of ways you can do it wrong, and there's a lot of ways you can do it right too, but you definitely want to be on the right side of things. So I'm going to show you a skit of what not to do. So enjoy. Benzos, what up? My name is Wasted, and I make sick dubstep tracks. You should check out my music. Link, 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 link. Benzos replies, Benzos, as I misspelt his name. Bro, I just checked the SoundCloud statistics, and you didn't even check out my tracks. WTF. Bro, you are missing out. I am making moves. You should collab with me so you get clout too. Bro, do you not want to be famous? Benzos replies, Bro, I don't even know you. But I make sick bangers, so you should. Benzos replies, I'm good. So as you can see from that scene, the wrong way to do this is by A, not knowing the person, and B, spamming them. So what it all usually comes down to when asking about a collab is first having a friendship. A friendship is so important to have because people want to make music with their friends. If they're feeling pressured in a situation, you're not going to be as creative, and you're going to feel more restrained, and you're going to feel like it's a project like you need to finish. Where if you're just making stuff with your friends, you're actually going to have a creative, fun time. The correct way to ask someone for a collab is first, be their friend. Like I said, that's the most important thing. People want to be friends. Second, you need to be in the same skill area as them. And this is very important as well. Don't have an ego about this. You just honestly need to know where your skill set is in your journey. And if you feel someone's way above you, then they're probably not going to collab with you because you're not necessarily bringing something to the table. Although you may be a friend, you also have to bring something to the table as far as, your skills. If you have better reach or something that's going to work out. Every collab is different, and I can't be the guy to tell you, oh, it's based 100% on this. But I can tell you, everyone wants to make music with their friend, and that's facts. Now, once you get past this, and they have accepted it, they want to make a collab. Well, what do you do? Well, so this is what normally happens in a collab. Normally, someone has an idea, and they're going to send it to someone else. You're going to have some type of whip started, some type of beat, some type of idea. You can start stuff from scratch too, and that's common, but generally I would say someone has an idea that they are sending to the other person. That's important because this gets the ball rolling instead of just both you sitting there, so what do you want to make? Well, you send them some stuff and they're like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'll jump on that. That's kind of my style. And that's usually how it works. Now, once you have something selected and you got the ball rolling and you guys are collabing, let's talk about how to send stuff to your your collaborator. I don't know. Stems are the most popular way of doing this. If you don't know what stems are, you're probably not ready to collab, but I will reinstate it. It's when you're bouncing out the audio of your track. Now, normally someone's not going to want every 50 to 100 lanes of audio sent to them. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to take up a lot of their time. Normally, just want it sent in groups. So you just bounce out your groups, your drums, your basses, your sub, all that stuff, and you send it to them. And one thing that's very important, and I'm actually going to switch over to my DAW real quick. If you go to export, you're in your export right here, your bit rate when sending to someone you're collabing with, not your final, you need to put it to 32 float, because that is going to allow you to digitally clip if you are clipping, and it's not going to come out distorted. So if your drums are clipping a little bit or a certain bass or something, it's not going to actually have as much audible distortion. And once you introduce that distortion into the stems, you can't get that out. That's there. So keep that in mind. It's very important. 32-bit floating gonna make your life a lot easier overall. So that is probably the most popular way, is going by stems and exporting, going back and forth until you guys have a track, and then you choose one final mixing and mastering session, and voila, you guys have created your collab. The other one is, if you're in the same DAW, you guys can actually send your projects. If you're in Ableton, you can send ALS, assuming they're on the same update as you. So if you're in Ableton 9 and someone's Ableton 10 or Ableton 10 to 11, it's not going to work. You both need to be in 9 or 10 or 11. FL Studio, I don't think you'll have any problems. I think all their updates are free. I'm not sure off the top of my head, so I don't think you'll ever run into that issue. And you can share FLPs. Now, the downside of this, you have to work with whoever started the template project, right? If you have a certain template that you use, like me, I have very color coded. I'm kind of OCD about where my stuff goes. And someone sends me a chaotic project, it's very overwhelming for me. I have to go back in. I have to group stuff how I like it to make sure everything's getting processed the way that I want. I rather just have stems sent to me. But if you would like to learn this way from others, there's no problem with that. Just remember, if you guys don't have the same VSTs, that's going to be disabled for your partner. It doesn't just go over there and now they have, the kilohertz bundle. It's going to be disabled. So if you make any synth that's not bounced, they're not going to be able to hear it. So my tip for you, if you know that if you're not using a stock, I'd probably just freeze the lane. And if you're really happy with it, you can flatten it to audio. But at least if you freeze it, they can hear it that way. They don't have to have that plugin. So if you are working in a project together, make sure you are freezing down the MIDI in the project for the VSTs that you think they may not have overall. And one more thing to know, if you're working, and especially Ableton, I'm not sure about FL or any others, but I'm assuming they have it. You go down to this right here, and you'll see collect all and save. So before you send a project over, after you're working on it, you're dragging in your samples, whatever you're using, and these samples are in a sample library somewhere on your hard drive. When you drag it into your project file, it's not in the Ableton project file. Before you send it off, you need to collect all and save. This is going to take all the locations where the samples are and put them in the project file. And when you send the project file out to your Collabie, you need to make sure that you are sending the whole bundle, not just the ALS itself, but the whole file. The whole, X and X collab. Boom. Just send that whole thing. It's going to have samples, imported, processed. You're going to have your project file. It's going to have everything. That way, when they get it, it doesn't say audio file is missing. You already froze stuff down, so even if it says you don't have these VSTs, doesn't matter. Froze stuff down, so they can use it, and they can bounce it, they can make a lane, bounce it to audio, and it makes everything easier to place. So, I hope you enjoyed these little skits we had in the video. I hope this kind of clarifies that people just want to make music with their friends and then not be so aggressive when hitting people up, because people are busy. And just, if someone doesn't want to collab, don't push it. Someone does, and you want to, have fun. You guys don't have to release a track. It's all about having fun at the end of the day. The more you're having fun, the more you're going to create music. Snowball effect on the road. So, if this video helped you today, please feel free to leave a like for me. And also, once again, if you're new to the channel or if you're a returning person, feel free to subscribe. Like I said, I'm putting out videos every week, and I'm always open to suggestions in the comments below. But I'm going to go work out. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day or night whenever you are watching, and I'll see you in the next video.